Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review. This time around, we're here to review SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game. Brought to you by Outright Games and developer PHL. This game is available on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and of course PC. This genre of game is an open world sandbox simulator. So this is not the SpongeBob games that we have come to know in the last few years that have just been like really good mega hits. I'm just going to state that outright. I'm going to share my opinions, and then I'm also going to share kind of opinions of my son Dante, who is the main person that you're seeing play this game. So, Patrick fans, your time has come, and Bikini Bottom is your open world playground. You can skydive, you can search for buried treasure, or you can just release your rage in Mrs. Puff Rage Room. Use almost any items that you find, from the reef blower to paint cans, to make the world more Patrick. Then take on challenges only Patrick would attempt, set by SpongeBob, Sandy Cheeks, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and more. So, this game, I would say in the best way, is definitely pushed and centralized to young children. Now, this is an E-rated title, so it's E for everybody. It's very, very nonchalant whenever it comes down to a big premise of what the game is about. So you do have somewhat of a story to where you kind of like do a bunch of these different mini games here and there, and eventually you get to the point to where you go to this food coliseum and you face off against familiar friends and foes to be the #1 fry cook. But I'm going to tell you guys, it is one of those games that is more, I would say, more toted for its silly, goofy fun than it is for its graphical presentation and gameplay mechanics. So, if you are a parent and you're looking for a game that kids would just play and just have, crazy fun and just do random stuff, this is the game for them. 100%. Coming from somebody that really enjoyed SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, and of course Battle for Bikini Bottom, there wasn't really a big premise on story. It's basically a cluster of mini games that have been added together and taken from different type of games. So there's like a point in time to where you just go around and you wash cars and buildings. So that's, pressure washer simulator or whatever. And then you also have moments in time to where you have this little mini game to where you're cooking food outside because the Krusty Krab or the Chum Bucket has been shut down. Both of those restaurants you're not able to go inside of. So they have these areas set up side to where you can do this mini game to where you actually set up plates and stuff for your customers, and you have to take that to them in a short amount of time. So that's, overcooked. And that's basically what this game is. It's a bunch of different mini games crammed together with a couple of times to where you could see that there is good graphical presentation of the characters, but then you get some of the wonkiness. So you get, items. Whenever I was in the dump, there were items that were getting stuck underground while we were doing that. There was a time that I actually was playing this area because my son had got stuck in the dump, and then whenever I got out, I was like, oh well, this is pretty fun, because I've just been watching him at this point in time, kind of gathering my thoughts on it. And as we're going along, we're doing some fun, goofy stuff. So like Patrick is able to go to sleep while he's walking. You push square or, X, and then he just kind of stands there asleep, and then you can actually roll him and just roll him over stuff and just, crazy stuff like that. Or you can just grab any item from the world and throw it at people, or you can ride in different cars. you could do a lot of the randomness. Let's say that, but you can't go inside any buildings. You can't. The only big area that you can really go inside of is the Coliseum. But you weren't able to really explore anything inside of that. So I felt like because of the games of the past, this game felt limited at times with what you could really do, and it made Bikini Bottom really not feel like Bikini Bottom. You know what I'm saying? It felt like just a rage room itself. It was like Bikini Bottom rage room. That's all it really was. You just kind of go around and just beat a bunch of stuff up. You know, you as Patrick, you're able to pick up a bunch of stuff and like eat it and throw it, and you know, you can, you know, grab multiple balloons and float high up in the air and do all this chaotic, you know, kind of nonsensical stuff. So me as a middle-aged man, as I'm playing this, I'm like, okay, so this is just a random, like it's just a random gathering of just different nonsense. But from my son's perspective, that's where I realized where Outright Games succeeded, is putting these games together in something that young children would really enjoy, because they don't really care about the overall big story picture. They want a game that they're going to be able to just go in and just have fun and do crazy nonsensical things. And my son is somewhat of a particular gamer, because at times he does really focus in on like story heavy things. There's times that like he's actually telling me there's a game I'm reviewing now that's an upcoming game, and he's actually telling me while I'm doing that, hey, it's over here. This is where you find this. So he notices that type of stuff. But every once in a while, he wants a game to where he can just have fun and let loose. And that is where the Patrick Star game does shine. If you have children, this is going to be a game that they're really going to enjoy, just going in and just destroying Bikini Bottom and having all kinds of crazy fun. They're not going to really pay attention to the fact that, you know, this character over here is upside down, stuck inside of a rock, or the fact that, you know, the lip sync on the characters is completely off, or the fact that whenever you're coming into different areas of Bikini Bottom, the generated world is not properly generating, so there's areas that don't really pop up until you get right up on them. Those were issues that I had with this game, because it just felt like it was either rushed or the attention to detail really wasn't there. But for my son, this was a really great experience, because he has talked about it every single day. So I've got to be critical to it, but at the same exact time, I've got to say, Outright Games and PHL, I mean, congratulations on making a cheap game that kids would really enjoy, because that's what this game is. The game launched at $39.99, and I would even say this, it would not surprise me if the game's price dropped soon enough, or the fact that it would go on to one of the services like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass. So I would kind of look out for that. But I will say this is a very crazy, wacky, nonsensical, fun type game that is perfect for every single child. So in the critical sense, the game fails to really kind of wrap any type of other gamers into the universe. There's not really a big, heavy story that will pull you in. There's not really anything that feels meaty about this game outside of the fact that you're just doing the same exact missions over and over again. You're either delivering food, or you're swinging around on stuff, or you're, or you're going to sleep while you're standing up and rolling over stuff, or, it's just a bunch of mini games that are just kind of crammed into one package. And if you're trying to pass the time and this is the type of game you're looking for, just something that you could play for 30 minutes to maybe 2 hours of just, okay, it's just nonsensical, ridiculousness. then this is the game for you, no question. And I mean that in the most respectful way towards PHL developers and outright games. But the game is just, it's just not there, man. It's not. With past games like the Cosmic Shake and, the rehydrated version of Battle for Bikini Bottom, this doesn't really hold a candle to those games. But with the price that it launched out at for $39.99 and the fact that it's just crazy fun, especially for children, I would say this is a perfect game for a holiday list. If you're looking for a stocking stuffer or something that you can get your kids and just say, all right, listen, I've got to take care of some stuff in the kitchen, sit here and play this game, then this is the game. This is one of those games that will have anyone that is, hyperactive or whatever, really focused in on things. So I will say my son really enjoyed the game. He told me as I was doing my little follow-up kind of editing of video, he was telling me, man, this is like such a good game, dude. Like, I really think it's great. It's so fun. And I said, yeah, it's pretty fun, but and he said, did you not like it? And I said, well, son, I liked it, but I think that it could have been a little bit better. And he said, what's better than just running over stuff? So, like, in that perspective, PHL, applause to you. This is definitely the perfect game for any child out there that just wants to play something nonsensical. But if you are a SpongeBob fan and you used to watch SpongeBob when you were younger and now you're a young adult, then I don't think this game is really something that you're going to just heavily enjoy compared to some of the other games on the market. So anyways, with that said, I know this is somewhat of a shorter review, but we really don't have much else to say about the game outside of what I've lined out. We are giving this a 3 out of 5. So it's not terrible. It's not a terrible experience. And it's not something that I would say is perfect, because it's definitely not. With the technical issues that it has, with the overabundance of ridiculous mini games that are in the game that you have to focus on instead of focusing on a story, I really feel like they missed out on something great here. I think that we could have seen a Patrick Star game to where Patrick just goes out onto his own adventure and meets new characters, and you kind of see his side of things instead of SpongeBob's side of things. Here, I feel like Patrick was just a 1-star star, and I don't know, man. We're giving it I'll say a 3-star star. How about that? So we're giving it a 3 out of 5. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Please make sure to check out our recently released Dragon Ball Sparking Zero review, and come back very soon for our review of many other games. We got Fear the Spotlight coming up. We also have another game that I can't talk about as of yet, and our review of New World Eternum is coming on the 16th. So be ready, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.